Welcome to the DJ the Money Coach Expert Interview Series brought to you by the Seven Spheres of Money. My name is Nick, and as always, I'm joined by the founder of the Seven Spheres of Money, DJ the Money Coach. Hey, DJ, I like that background you got going on over there. What you got going on?
Hey, baby, this is the Pom Pom lifestyle, man. I'm trying to tell people this is real, okay? So how are you doing today, Nick? Because I'm fired up.
Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Excited about this interview. So why don't you tell us who we're talking to today? You know, what expert we have after you give a brief intro of yourself.
Absolutely. So, hey, if you don't know who I am, I'm DJ the Money Coach. My claim to fame is I came out of college, had a 525 credit score. I had over $40,000 worth of consumable debt. And I read one book. It was called The Road to Wealth. And I actually just read the chapter about credit. And upon reading that chapter about credit, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, I did two dirty little words. I held myself accountable and I applied discipline. And within 12 months, I raised my credit score from 525 to 700, 720. And after 24 months, I took my credit score completely to 805. Today, I can't show it you because I'm out here in the backyard enjoying myself, but my credit score has not been lower than 805 for 15 consecutive years. And in 2002, I became consumer debt free. Everything with my name on it, ladies and gentlemen, I owned outright. And within 6 years of that, I doubled my income and I created a passive income of 6 figures and had over a 7-figure net worth. And in the process of doing that over the past 20 years, Nick and ladies and gentlemen, I helped over 20,000 people get on the road to consumer debt freedom, increase their credit scores. And I've helped over hundreds of people become financially independent. And right now, I want to bring in one of my awesome friends on the planet and one of the experts in the 7 spheres of money. His name is Larry Blackmon, and he is an expert in health insurance for small businesses and individuals. On the small business side, Larry helps people with 49 employees or less. And on the independent side, he helps independent contractors, moms, dads, children across the country. And Larry is phenomenal. And Larry and I worked in the logistics company business together for the last 3.5 years. We've traveled around the country doing a lot of things, helping a lot of companies out. We work with companies like Lightning Logistics, but I don't want to steal Larry's thunder. So without further ado, I want to give you my main man from Cameo, Word Up, The Single Life, and my favorite song, It's Like Candy, I feel tight, looks all right.
Oh,
Larry Blackmon.
Oh, man. The hype man.
How you doing, Larry?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Thank you for that intro. I'm doing well after that. Yeah.
Hey, man. It's good to see you, brother.
It's good to be seen, rather observed, as my grandpa used to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hey, man, we just enjoy life, man. We're free. Larry's free. So, Larry, man, tell us, your backstory. Tell us about your expertise and the healthcare industry, and tell us what you're excited about. So, hey, man, pick it up and let's rock it out for these people out here in this awesome interview series with the experts like Larry Blackmon from Cameo.
Well, actually, I tell you what, my background was mainly in marketing and advertising, and 2008 hit, and next thing you know, you find yourself out there just trying to find something. It took me a while, but I came across this email that said, hey, it was mainly set up like a marketing position. So I went in and found out it was more insurance. And I'm thinking, okay, let me hear what they have to say. You can make how much doing insurance? But that's how I got into it. But one thing I had to step back and look at the thing is this. It's about putting people in a better position than they were in before. And so it's all about taking care of people, man. And since I written my first policy for this family, they still on the books today. When you have that family still give you a call or they shoot you a text or send you Christmas cards, that says a lot right there. And so that has such an impact on me. I mean, there are sometimes people call me and I just work with them. Sometimes they think they may not have a good plan. I mean, they think they don't have a good plan, but their plan is awesome. It's just perhaps their premium just went up a little bit more than what they've been budgeting, but it's a phenomenal plan. So I'm going to tell them, don't shop for price, stay where you are. So, but yeah, I have been doing this for quite some time. Such a love, such a compassion for it. It's just one of those industries which I look back, I wish I got into many years ago. But unfortunately, I always believe that God placed us in the right place at the right time. So this is my place. This is my chapter of my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey Larry, tell the people how we met and how we came in and started helping people, and what are some of the things that people don't know about how health plans work. So if you can, you can share with the people how we met and how we started helping people out a few years ago. Give us some insights about that, Larry, if you will.
Yeah, you were doing your presentation at the Texas High School Coach Association down in Houston, and we just crossed paths. We started talking, and we just started like, look, this could be a good collaboration right here. I watch you on your presentation, which is I'm not trying to kiss up, but it's phenomenal. It's amazing. People go in, they don't know what to expect, but when they leave, they know what they're getting into. And I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to sell anyone, but the truth is the truth. So about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have collaborated on a couple of ventures. One in your backyard, Lightning Logistics, which is a phenomenal company, and everything took off. I think that was one of our adventures that really catapulted us. The other question, you were saying that what's the difference between coverages?
Right. Because some of the things, even at Lightning Logistics, you broke down. I don't think sometimes people really understand what health insurance entails and life insurance. And can you talk a little bit to that? Because I mean, you helped out a lot of people over there at Lightning Logistics in terms of just getting better benefits for more bang for the buck.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, like you said, people would think that they're getting a cheap, rate, but they're actually getting ripped off in the coverage. So can you speak to that a little bit about how you expertly, surgically show them the difference and how the value is better than the price? Which is most importantly nowadays. And you have a couple of stories about people who had coverage in terminal situations, couldn't get it beforehand, that you were able to help them out with.
Yeah, absolutely. There are I mean, people, let's face it, people always have this assumption that all health insurance are the same.
Right.
And I always have to remind them, no one's fingerprints are the same. So I mean, there may be some similarities, but if you look at the whole landscape, they're totally different. People always shop for price. And the one thing I always tell people, sometimes people shop for the name of the company and a price, but they never shop for coverage. Coverage is the most important thing that you would ever have to use. Like, for instance, some people go with the HMO plans. Some HMO plans are set up for two things. Those people who are poor, I'm not PC, and then those ones who are dealing with a major pre-existing condition. That's on the private sector. Now, it's great, but the drawback is on those plans, like in Houston area, here's the sad part about that. If they have any major pre-existing conditions such as cancer.
Right.
Yeah. Don't you know MD Anderson will not accept that plan?
Wow.
Yeah. And they're considered one of the forefronts of cancer research.
Well, yeah, they claim to be the number one that everybody around the world comes to, but we know that not to be true because you tell people where to actually go. So talk. I mean, I remember a couple of times you helped people out in about the portability. So don't let me step on your toes. But man,
Yeah.
tell them like what you told them at Lightning Logistics, what you told them at what was the Great American Truck Conference, and then what was the other one we did in Louisville? So talk to that, man. Share with these people what you know, man.
Yeah.
This is important.
Well, here's the thing, man. Never shop for price. I mean, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. If you're a 50-plus-year-old and you're only paying $200 a month or $250, don't be upset when something goes south, nothing is covered. That's on you because you don't value your body. Because as I put it to people, you have no problem trying to buy that nice ride and trying to look all like you're a Fortune 500. I mean, like you're a Fortune 500 CEO where you're not even a $5 CEO. So don't try to come across being something that you're not. Protect yourself. So what if you have to pay a little bit more? You have that peace of mind. That is one of the biggest things. Having that peace of mind, knowing that your plan worked for you. I always tell people this: if you know the name of your home and auto agent, and you know the name of your financial planner, and you don't know the name of your health agent, something is wrong. Because you need to have that name of that health insurance agent where you could pick up the phone and give them a call, because you're going to have questions. Just like I know the name of my financial planner. If I have an issue, if I have a question, if I know my home and auto person, if I have a claim, I can pick them up and hey man, I just got in a wreck, blah, 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 whatever. So you need to have that health insurance agent, especially in the private sector, man. On the group plan, I completely understand. But on the private sector, you need to know the name of that agent, because that agent will sit down with you. I'm in 23 states. I do everything virtual. But I always go back and do another virtual. Once I sit down with my client virtually, go over everything, and then from there, I wait 10 days and when they get their benefit packet. Once they get their benefit package, we go back over the plan again. And my thing is between that day of I'm helping you, that first day and that 10th day, you're gonna forget a lot of stuff between. So if I could go back and you could have something in your hand and you can highlight the most important part of those plans that usually always happen, because they're always the most similar things always occur. So I tell people to highlight certain things. And then more importantly, if you don't understand it, give me a call, because I work for you. You don't work for me.
You know, it's you saying that. Here's the thing I always have a challenge with is when you go into the companies, and I'm talking about the actual person who has insurance policy,
Right.
and they're dealing with their HR director. And we've seen this 3-4 times where people take for granted, or they think that their HR director is the expert on health plans and even custodial plans. And I remember going into the company with you, and you were breaking down the responsibility that the HR director has and what the person that's getting the insurance policy should ask these certain questions. What are the certain questions that they should ask? Because this is my pet peeve when you get their open enrollment package on Thursday and it's got to be in by Monday, and most people don't ask questions and they're just afraid because they don't want to look stupid or uninformed. What's 1, 2, 3 things that they should require that their HR director to giving them that package to explain to them in detail and walk them step by step without just tossing the package in their hand and hand it in on Monday? Because you knocked it out of the park. And the second thing I want you to tell with them, how you even educated me on when they leave one state to another that they may not have coverage. So can you talk to those 2 things? Yeah.
On the HR thing, only thing a lot of people know is how much they're going to go with the cheap price, but they don't know anything what they're getting with that cheap price. They know their co-pays and the deductible, but anything else they don't know. So what you need to ask them is the fact that, look, like for instance, what's going to be what is my max out of pocket if something major happened to me? Most of them don't know that. And that's fine. That's fine. But you can always contact myself or another insurance professional, and you could show them the benefit package and they could go over it with you. And then the other thing is some of the plans, some of the HR plans, they don't even have, people assume that they have unlimited doctor visits. Most of those plans don't do that. And most of the plans, you have to satisfy your annual deductible before your benefits kick in. And a lot of people just go in and just like, okay, this is covered. And then next thing you know, it is not. But the biggest thing I will always ask them is this: if I pay cash out of pocket for MRI, anything, any type of screening, will you guys reimburse me? Would the plan reimburse us?
Why is that so important, Larry?
Because of the fact for MRI, if you're paying cash, you're looking MRI, CAT scan, PET scan, any type of scan, you're looking at between $400 to $500. Okay.
Okay.
Cash. With insurance, your out of pocket will range between $900 to $2,200.
Wow. Why is that? Wait a minute. You said it's $400 to $500 to pay for it cash, but your out of pocket is $900 to $1,200.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's a business now. It's a business. The most important thing is this: you need someone who's going to guide you, who's in the game, who's going to guide you in the right position. Some people, I mean, many years ago, DJ, we'd slap down our insurance card, it was taken care of. Not anymore. Now it's all about big business. It's not about the caring, it's all about big business. And so with that, you need to understand how this plan works to the full extent. The full extent.
So is that the HR director responsibility, or is that the agent? Because one of the reasons why I connected with you, because I loved how you just step by step took the time.
Yeah.
You called me. I referred you to some independent contractors, some teachers, and each one of them said, hey, Larry's took step by step. I remember when you called the doctor out in Georgia for me. And you just step by step walk through every aspect of their policy, showing what they had that was effective. Right. And then you show them where the gaps were. And that reminded me when I was on a ski trip in Colorado about 10 years ago, and I tore my meniscus. And even though I had an A plan policy, I was in a very affluent community, and they wouldn't even accept my insurance. They told me, like you said, you got to pay cash and you just get reimbursed. I was like, what do you mean? I got PPO, the top PPO. They was like, we don't take insurance. Yeah. You got coverage, which you say you have, but you're going to pay us cash, and we're not going to operate, and we're not going to service you. I mean, they literally took me from the top of the mountain, took me to the hospital, and as soon as they looked at my stuff, they was like, okay, where's your cash at? I literally had to take out my pocket, my credit card, to my disbelief. Yeah. Called my insurance company. It was like, oh yeah, this hospital only takes cash. It's an affluent neighborhood. We'll reimburse you in 60, 90 days. I was shocked, man. Yeah. Yeah. And nobody ever told me that. Yeah. Yeah. That's how, I mean, even chiropractors prefer cash instead of insurance because there's no waiting period. There's some companies, once you take a 30 days reimbursement, and there are others 60 or 90 days. It's just how it is, man. Even when you go to the emergency room, I coach all my clients, just say, when you go to the emergency room, just say you are a cash paying individual. If they admit you, by all means, you drop that card, because it's amazing. I told them, I said, pay attention, because when you say you're a cash, watch how quick you get out of there. They're gonna get right to the source. Wow. But if you're insurance, they're gonna run this unnecessary test, that unnecessary test, because they're gonna build that provider, the insurance provider, as max as they could, and anything remaining, you're responsible for. Yeah, I noticed that now, where they're trying to get you to sign these additional waivers that if it's not covered under ordinary and customary, you are responsible for it. And I talked to my attorney about that. That's not necessarily true. Talk to them about the thing from going state to state as a driver, a civil worker, that you may not have coverage in state to state, just like estate planning. Some estate planning or some 529 plans don't work. If I have one in Texas, it may not work in Illinois, but they tell you it does. But I know how you pointed that out and won some significant business. Talk to that and how important it is to read. My grandfather used to say this, Nick and Larry: the big prince give it, the little print taketh away. And
Yeah.
what do I mean by that? You see those pharmaceutical commercials where they say, oh yeah, you're going to be young, strong, vibrant. And then all of a sudden, and everything, they killing you,
Yeah.
but you didn't pay attention. So talk to that, man, because
Yeah. Yeah.
people need to know this.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things about the marketplace. That's one of the things. It's great in your area, but not so much outside your area, because you may have a plan like here in Texas. You have a Baylor plan. Well, Baylor only good is Baylor Hospital. It's not going to do you any good if you're in Arkansas or New Jersey, or if you have a marketplace plan, which is, let's say, with one of the big threes. Is only good in that state. So if you are, let's say you decide to, DJ, you decided, you know what, I'm gonna go up and visit Nick. We're gonna go to Atlantic City. We're gonna do some gambling. Well, as soon as you get on that aircraft and it's across the Red River, you're out of network.
Wow.
You're out of network. And so a lot of people don't know that. Some people buy insurance here in their home state, like in Texas. They may move to Florida. Well, guess what? You have to go over. You have to reapply in that state of Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I sit down with my clients, I always ask them, "Do you travel? Do you travel outside the state? So forth." I just want to know, outside the state, in the state, whatever. And a lot of them always fixated on the plan that they have because it's cheap.
Right.
And I just tell them, like, look, and I tell them the same thing like I'm telling you. If you travel outside this state, your home state, and outside this country, guess what? You're not covered.
Wow.
You're not covered at all.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's nice to have a nationwide coverage that will travel with you. So yeah.
So how do I find out? How does Nick find out in New Jersey? How do I find out here in Texas if I am covered? And what differentiates you from all them other guys? Because that was one reason why I brought you on as one of our experts, because you did this better than anybody else I knew. And I thought I knew insurance, and I used to sell health insurance plans back in the day. But man, dude, I didn't know this. So what can they get from Larry Blackmon from Cameo? Word out, that's bringing that truth. So I know, because I, work with you, but why should they work with you based on what you just said to differentiate you from everybody else, and why you're a leader in your industry? Because what people don't realize, Nick, this guy is a top 10% performer in the company that he works with in the 23 states. And I've seen Larry literally come from Fort Worth, Texas, drive all the way down to the southern part of Texas just to take care of somebody for like a $200 premium. I mean, his drive costs more than that in his time. And I was just like, Larry, that is crazy. I would never do that. I'm a great guy, but I ain't that great of a guy. But Larry does it. So, and I'm not hyping him up. He has done it time and time again. And I'm like, wow, Larry.
Yeah, that's
so
the five
talk
and a half
to that.
hour drive.
What made you do that? Is it your upbringing or?
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Like I said, these are my clients. I work for them. They don't work for me. And if they need me to be there, because, like, for instance, I had a client that had stage 4 ovarian cancer. I told them to go to the Cancer Treatment Center of America in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Wait, Larry. So you didn't tell them to go to MD Anderson?
No.
Why?
No.
Why are you telling them to go to the what place now? This national organization?
Yeah, it's called the Cancer Treatment Center of America in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So why is that better than MD Anderson?
Because not only the doctors, not only the staff, but the volunteers, they all have one thing in common. They all are cancer related. And then more importantly, they went there to get treated. And so I tell everyone, Cancer Treatment Center of America, if you have cancer, that's all they do. The staff members, they were survivors of cancer. They were a patient there.
Wow.
And they just take, I mean, when I went there to visit one of my clients, I was just blown away with the professionalism at that hospital.
Wow.
It just blew. I mean, here I am. That's about what 4 hour drive. 4 hour drive for me. I don't mind doing that. Then like I didn't mind.
And you went down there for your client to just give them some
I
assurance
drove,
that you were there for them.
Yeah, and I drove down outside of San Antonio, which was a 5.5 hour drive, but just to bring peace of mind to one of my clients. Just, because they're old school, they're so used to doing face-to-face. Zoom is totally different for what they're accustomed to. So my thing is bring a peace of mind to them.
Wow.
Next thing
Nick.
And then next thing they referred several of their family and friends to me.
But you didn't do it for the referral. You did it because it was what you would want to have done for you, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nick and the people out here that are watching this amazing interview with this amazing #1 provider in the healthcare insurance industry to service small businesses, 49 employees or less, or individuals. Here's what I want to leave you with if you don't remember anything else. There's 3 types of rules in business. And what corporate America does, they apply what's called the silver rule. They do the least they can do just to get your money. And that's like what you see right now, where people are putting up and bandwagging this unrest in our society, and they're talking about hashtag Blackout Tuesday. That's just so they can be relevant right now in a tragic situation. Then it's called the golden rule. Do unto people the way you want to be done unto, which is what Larry did. But what Larry didn't realize, he actually applied the platinum rule, which is what I coined. Do unto people what they want to be done unto. So you going all the way to the Cancer Institute in Tulsa to reassure your client that you not only wrote a policy on them, but you care about them, man, that speaks volumes, man. That's priceless. So what I want people to don't miss that. So we got about 10 minutes left, Larry. So tell us, what are you excited about? I mean, people are worried about COVID. They're worried about this unrest right now, but I believe in being victorious. I believe, yes, sometimes tragic things happen, but we still, if we're coming out of this, let's come out and continue to ascend, and let's do what I call Veni Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Tell us what you're excited about, Larry. Tell us where we can contact you so we can put that information in the link below. And tell us what's on the horizon, Mr. Blackmon.
Well, here's the thing I'm excited about. The here in Texas is this month is beginning where all school teachers, they are getting, or should I say all educators are getting their benefit package. For a family member, it's pretty sad. When the cheapest plan is, I think it's like $1,375, and the best plan is $2,400. The educators make only so much.
Right.
So that, to me, that is unethical right there. But it is what it is.
Hey, you're speaking to an educator. Nick's a high school English teacher. So Nick, take notes. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Larry, but I'm sure you'll give people a complimentary consultation, because that's the kind of guy that Larry is. As long as you are in his 23 states, you'll give him a complimentary consultation. Is that correct, Larry?
Yeah.
So continue. I'm sorry for interjecting there.
And the thing is that's one of the things I'm excited about working with the educators and find a solution for them. A lot of times I would tell them this. I would tell the educator, you stay on your school plan because it's a lot more affordable for you, and I'll take the family. And once I do that, it's amazing that I'm saving them nearly half, or I'm saving them, little more. At least a quarter more than that they would have been looking for on a cheaper plan. But here's the great thing about that. Even though the educator is not on the plan, they still get some of the benefits.
Wow.
That I offer. So if they're in a hospital, with long as not maternity, but if they're in a hospital, after the first 24 hours, we have a built-in lost wage where they get $800 a day. For 30 consecutive days.
So that's better than Aflac.
Yeah. And so if they are, for some reason, kids always get program kids that get sick in the middle of the night. So therefore, if they are on vacation or their child or is sick in the middle of the night, you have this thing called MD Live. It's a teledoc. So that's unlimited. They just call an 800 number, talk to a nurse just like they would when they go to their doctors. And then that nurse will take down their information and then forward it to a board certified physician. That board certified physician will call them back after they pull their medical record, diagnose them over the phone, shoot a prescription. Secondly, and then on that, here's what they do. They also get 3 FaceTime. So they have a rash or something like that, boom. They could look at it that way. Plus they have online counsel as well.
Wow.
Yeah. And so teachers have, at least here in Texas, they have to pay for that.
Wow.
Yeah, they have to pay for that because they only have, I think that's only set up between 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 per day.
Okay.
This is open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah. And
man, that
so,
is awesome.
Yeah. And you know, that's where I'm more excited about working with the educators here, because let's face it, if without them, I mean, where would we be? Where would we? I mean,
absolutely, we'd be nowhere. So where can we reach you at? What's your information?
You can reach me.
Give it to us slowly and give it to us twice.
Yeah, you can reach me. I mean, you can reach me on my my phone number is 972-217-0987. That number again is 972-217-0987. But you can find me on my you can find me on Facebook as the Health Insurance Helper, or you can find me on Instagram, HIH page. You can find me on Twitter, HIH page as well, or you can find me on LinkedIn as Larry Blackmon.
The Larry Blackmon. Man, that is fired up. Hey, Nick, what did you learn from this interview series with the premier health insurance provider for small companies and employees 49 or less, individual contractors and educators like yourself? Give us your parting shots, Nick.
Well, a lot of companies sell insurance, and they make a lot of money from selling insurance. And DJ, at the beginning of this interview, you mentioned that both you and Larry are both free. So it's clear that Larry is making money from selling insurance. But the difference between Larry and the others is that he applies the platinum rule. He goes above and beyond. So he treats others how they want to be treated, and he's offering a superior service. So Larry is definitely one of a kind and an expert and the best at what he does.
Absolutely, absolutely. Larry, you give us 30 seconds, your parting shots of what you want America to know about, and again, how we can get in contact with you. And I appreciate you taking time out your schedule. All jokes aside, this is the real Larry Blackmon. The one that really matters is making impact in our community and impact across the country, man. I commend you for your servitude and your servant leadership.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I just want people to know that, you know, the plans that I offer is a nationwide PPO plan. So I make darn for sure their doctors in network. More importantly than that, I believe that, you know, if you have an issue, I don't care if it's a billing issue, any type of issue, you could contact me. Doesn't matter. I work for you, if it's day or night. If you have an issue, you could contact me. Many years ago, I was at my son's high school football game, and a client reached out to me. They apologized. I said, you know, there's no need to apologize. I'm on the clock for you. So it's a matter that I was able to take care of first thing Monday morning, and everything worked out. I just feel that if you don't go with me, that is fine, but make sure you don't assume you know health coverage, because each year it changes, and you need to have a health coverage agent that is working for you, and make sure they're working for you. They're not just taking money away from you.
Oh, that is awesome. So, you know what, I want to chime in like we always do. This is part of what the 7 spheres of money is all about, guys, is actually finding people who are experts, who are niche oriented. They're not generalists. As you well can see, ladies and gentlemen, Larry is a phenomenal expert. He's a servant leader, and that's what it's all about. He's not thinking about his commission when he's sitting down with you and your family. He's thinking about what's in the best interest of your family. So with that said, man, I want to thank everybody. Nick, again, thank you, Larry. And as we always say, we always got to end it the right way. We want you to have a pom-pom lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And we want you to come travel with us on the beaches of the World Club. And at the end of the day, we want you to be safe out there. This is DJ the Money Coach, and we will see you in the next Financial Expert Interview Series. Thank you. Peace.